Hey y'all, we're back. Stormageddon has hit the East Coast, and we're so glad that we're not there, and we're praying hard for all the folks that are. Today I have my girl Julia with me. Say hi.
Hi.
And we're going to do an interview so that you can hear more than just me rattling on about nothing at all. Well, this is my girl, my fellow author, and my partner Julia Talbot. I'll let you introduce yourself.
Hey y'all, I'm Julia, and since I live here, BA thought I would be the best person to start her interview series. So here I am, and I'm a writer. I write all sorts of stuff. I write male, I write menage, I write male-female, and I do a lot of paranormals and a lot of contemporaries.
Excellent. Well, I guess the very first question I have is, what's your very favorite book that you've ever written?
Oh man, that's really tough because I have two series that I love. And the very first one that I ever started as a series is called The Thatcher Brothers. And the first book of that is called Jumping Into Things, and it features two stories about two different brothers, Jed and Ross. And I love that book with a fiery burning passion of 1,000 suns. But I also love my Blood Rose series, which is about, 8 or 9 books now. And it's all vampires and werewolves and fun spanky stuff.
All right, now I have a stupid question. Candy corn or Laffy Taffy?
Candy corn, absolutely. And oh my God, if you have not tried the caramel apple candy corn, you've got to do this. It is amazing.
It is also approved by basset hounds all over this house.
Absolutely.
So tell me your favorite spooky story, like one from you or a kid. You know how you sit around and you tell each other scary stories and try to wig each other out and make you pee yourself?
Oh yeah. My very favorite spooky story of all time is the lost hitchhiker. You know, you're driving down the back roads in the middle of the night and you come across this poor, pale, tragic teenager and they beg you to give them a ride, and they get in the back seat of the car and you take them home, and when you turn around and tell them, okay, we're here, they've disappeared. And so you knock on the door, and the person who lives there says, oh yes, that was my daughter, but she's been dead for 30 years, you know, and you're going, oh my God, there's a dead person in my car. That's my very favorite.
I always like the one that ended up with the hook hand clinking on the car door.
Clinking on the car door, yeah.
Although when I was little, there was this one where there was this doll and her fingernails grew. And all I can remember about it now is that her fingernails grew and grew. And, you know, as an adult, you think about this and you go, this makes no sense.
This is not scary.
This is stupid. But when I was 4, or when my little sister was very young, I could tell her, and the doll came after you, and her fingernails are growing, and she would scream, and I would laugh.
I can tell you right now that 7-foot spider web I can see out the window in the sunlight is way scarier than a doll whose fingernails grow. Spiders are scary to me as an adult, let me tell you.
Okay, best zombie movie ever.
Shaun of the Dead. I mean, I know they don't spell it the same, but first of all, you know, Sean is an important name in my life. And, you know, it's one of those things where every zombie movie on Earth is in that movie.
Yeah.
So you can love on all of them, plus it has the slow, shambling zombies. I don't approve of fast zombies.
No?
No.
No,
I don't. 28 days later. I don't. That scares me. They should be slow and you know, with parts falling off of them and stuff.
Well, here's one of these dangerous questions.
Okay.
Co-writing. Most fun ever or pain in the ass?
Well, that depends.
And just pay attention on what you're saying here.
Yeah. She says this because we're co-writing a lot right now, and I think it's good. I'm actually really pleased with the collaboration. Now, there have been some times that I've co-written that it didn't work out so well, but most of those efforts never made it to any kind of publication, so I'm safe saying that because people wouldn't know who I was talking about. But I'm having a ball doing the co-writes right now.
All right. That's fair. And keeps you, like, from sleeping on the couch, so I'll go with that.
That's it.
All right. Werewolves versus vampires. Discuss.
Werewolves are hotter because they've got that whole animal thing, and there's less of a cheese factor. I was looking today to get stock photos of vampires, quote unquote, for a blog post that I was doing, and let me tell you, if actual vampires were as cheesy as those pictures, they would be extinct. You know, nobody would want to read about them or watch them in movies or anything else. I mean, vampires have got the whole longevity thing, which is good, and there's the biting thing, which is
and
also
the money
good.
thing. Vampires have more money.
They
than
tend to have
werewolves.
more money than werewolves. You know, they're better investors or whatever. But werewolves, you know, there's the whole fuzzy, spanky, snarly pack rules sort of thing. I love the whole societal structure of a werewolf.
Huh. I like that. I wonder if vampires have like a pack structure. Now that could be a good book.
It could be.
You should write that down.
I should write that down.
So if
that
you had
in
to
the
be a
notes.
werewolf or a vampire, though, like personally,
Oh, I think I would be a werewolf because the whole idea of never seeing the sun again freaks me out a little bit. And only being able to come out at night. I mean, what happens if you lived in Alaska? I mean, sure, for 6
made a
months of the
movie about
year,
that.
they would be great. But for 6 months out of the year, it would suck.
yeah, they made a movie about that.
Did they?
They were not sexy vampires. They were bitey vampires.
Oh, they were like fast zombies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Although I have to admit, in a movie, I like my vampires to be evil.
Yeah.
In a book, I like my vampires to be...
Yes, but there's a difference between evil and gross.
Oh, this one falls on the side of gross.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also evil. But really cool special effects.
Now, I mean, admittedly, vampires don't have that whole butt sniffing thing.
Okay, we can just stop there.
Okay.
Oh, Lord, have mercy. Okay, well, my last question, because, you know, we've dealt with the butt sniffing thing. I mean, what else is there to say? is, tell me about your new books. Like, the newest ones that you're fixing to have out. Or just come out.
Just come out. I've got Crazy in Love from Tortuga Press, which is a werewolf story about Keaton, who ends up in an insane asylum, and his lover, Dakota, who has to rescue him.
Best cover ever,
It
y'all.
has a great cover by B.S. Clay. It's really, I mean, I just told him what I wanted, and he ran with it. And it's a novelette, so it's a nice price point and an easy read, and y'all should check it out. In November, I have coming out from Changeling Press the second book in my Keeping Score series, which is called Two Down. And it's demon hunters, and one of them is blind, so y'all are going to love that. And they're snarky, and there's lots of sword slinging, and it's just, and demon killing, and goo, and it's just really cool.
Hooray, Goo.
Hooray, goo. And then I have a book coming out, I'm sorry if y'all were looking for it in October, from Alora's Cave, that has been delayed, but it should be out in November, or possibly December. It's called Fever for Three, and it's a menage, a werewolf book, and it's about a city girl who moves to the country parts of New Mexico and ends up inadvertently falling in with a werewolf pack, and all about her trials and tribulations and the two boys who think she's the hottest thing going. So,
and then we have Moonshine, which she did not mention, but I will, because like I'm shameless that way, which is a co-write that came out from the two of us. It is the first in a series of incredibly bizarre liquor-related werewolf stories. It's a male, and there's this little ridge runner named Jensen, and he's hanging out in his North Carolina mountains, and this Native American hunting guide comes and goes, "Somebody bit me, you smell like him," and it goes immediately downhill from there. The next book in that series is going to be called Absinthe, and it'll be out sometime early next year, assuming we get off our honeys and actually write it.
And it actually features a character or two characters that you meet in the first book, and I can't tell you, y'all, how many people we've had email us and say, "Are you writing their story now? Are you doing theirs next?" So it'll be good.
Well, thank you, Miss Julia, for coming and playing with me, so I have something besides listening to my own voice for these folks. And I hope y'all, that if you are in the range of the hurricane, I hope you are safe and smart, and everybody comes out okay in the end. We're praying for you.
Warm and dry. Stay warm and dry.
And otherwise, I hope y'all have a fabulous week. We'll see you next week. Next week, I'm going to be reading the first part of one of my older novels, and Redemption's Ride was the name of it. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to be reading it over the next, it'll probably take me about a year, as slow as I talk. But that way y'all can actually, hear it from the horse's mouth, so to speak. Y'all have a good one. We'll talk to you later. Much love. Bye.
Bye.